Hello, everybody, and Happy New Year! It's now 2026. Would you believe it? We're finally here now? So, yeah, it's all good. Now, you guys are probably wondering, why am I broadcasting this live stream from this channel and not my usual YouTube channel, White House Films? Well, the reason is because I want to spend some more time on this channel and try and get it more all up to date with new content, and also want to try some new stuff here, which I thought I would like to try out, just to keep in with the theme of the channel and what it contains and so forth. So, this is just going to be like a little trailer as to what I plan to do for this year for the channel, and what I actually do think will be happening, because I have good plans for this channel's new content out there that will definitely be happening this year. So let's go through a few of them. So the first thing is, obviously, I'm going to keep you guys updated on Miniature Railway Adventures. Might have maybe a few live streams talking through various behind-the-scenes clips or tutorials of how I'm animating various scenes. You might even get to see me actually animating a scene or designing a character or a prop, who knows. Then there's also going to be maybe there might be a little sneak trailer for the test episode, depending exactly how much is done. I might actually even see if I can have a new exclusive clip edited and ready to be shared online. But again, it's all down to what material is available, what material is done at the moment, and what like I said, what's all ready to go, and do I feel comfortable of, like, do I think this is ready to be shared, or whatnot. But that's kind of like what my mind is going through at the minute. Let me see. I'm trying to think what else. I don't think of anything else regarding to the series. I think the other thing I will be doing is I'll be doing a continuation of the my new model railway build of the what do you call it, the Magna Rail system of the Model Engineer Society. Which, if you remember, on my White House Films channel, I was working on a new model railway, but at this time I'm using Magna Rail rather than using the standard model railway stuff. So this layout's also going to be a prop that's going to be featured in Miniature Railway Adventures. But I would like to do like a whole video log of my progress of building this layout. And it's also me tackling a different form of railway modelling. Plus, it also has a miniature railway theme too, because I'm actually modelling a miniature railway, and so that would fit into that category as well. So hopefully I will have some more updates out there. I actually have most of the materials to build the layout, so I really don't think this layout is going to be it's going to take that much long to build. But I would try and see if I can sort out a suitable schedule or a suitable time slot to dedicate, say, like certain evenings during the week, or dedicate a certain day or afternoon during the week, and have that be like the miniature railway model railway evening. So it'd be a bit like what I did with Modeller's Corner, but this time it's more or less just me doing maybe like a live stream, or I might record myself videoing the construction of the layout, maybe in a similar style to George Williamson. I don't know. I've been watching a lot of his videos recently over Christmas here, so he's been giving me a lot of ideas of doing up models and that there. But this definitely would be an interesting layout to look into, and I hope it would inspire a lot of people as well into taking a different stage of railway modelling and see where it takes them. Next stage is I would like to do some day out videos. Now I do have plans to do some day out videos where I would like to take a visit to the Drumway Junction again, because I've been meaning to make more visits there. But I would also love to make a visit to Dam Head Miniature Railway, because I was meant to go to see them last year there was meant to be like a wee group gathering of sorts, but unfortunately, due to storm, I think, what was it, Storm Amy, or it was some storm took place in October that I had to like cancel the whole trip there. So I wasn't able to go, and that day wasn't really a good. That whole weekend wasn't really a good one for me. I must admit here, a lot of things went wrong, and I just had enough. Really, just had enough. But yeah, I would like to do like a couple more day out trips videos, and yeah, just see where it all takes me there, see where it all goes, and try and see if I can get the idea of miniature railway subjects and topics out there that people would like to enjoy. Um, and then finally, again, I don't know whether or not people will find this one interesting or not here, but it's still in the early stages of its build. But I am building a miniature railway, an actual ride-on miniature railway. I've actually got a miniature railway, but I just haven't built it yet. That's the thing. So I probably will be covering a proper video on this, but that video would probably be more or less like a live stream slideshow typing, or maybe a slideshow video would be more suitable, I think, where I would explain like as to how I came about the getting the railway, or how it came about, how the railway came to be, why was it devised in the first place, and just let's look at the various stages of how the tracks are being laid and everything else in general. But myself and my dad have been talking about this during the Christmas holiday, and we actually are going to see about making a start on this. So we have been busy clearing up some space, making a wee bit of room here and there, and yeah, we're going to try and see about getting things sorted out during this year to just get something started, and to see about getting some trains running. I know that for this week, I am going to take a visit to the sawmills to see about getting some sleepers made up, because the ones that I have on my tracks are currently at the stage of rotting. And here's the thing I didn't realize. Apparently, my tracks were also under threat of being devoured. Yes, not by corrosion, because none of the tracks are affected by corrosion at all, but the sleepers on them are actually being eaten, not by termites or weird lice, but my dad's donkeys. Yes, apparently the donkeys have been eating the sleepers. Uh, I never thought they would do that, but I just came right. I just looked over at one point and I just saw this one set of tracks and just see the sleepers literally looking like the remains of apple cores. I'm like, what the heck happened to these sleepers? And then I found out the donkeys ate them, and I was like, do donkeys like the taste of creosote soaked wood? What? So I don't know how that's happened, like, but or why they did that there, but it's quite a mystery and quite a surprise for me, I must admit. So, but yeah, I will see about getting some more sleepers to replace those, and also to replace a good majority of some of the other sleepers as well. Some of them which are still okay to use again, but there are quite a number of them that are definitely like on their way out. There's actually some there that are probably are like well over 20 years old, and they're literally now the size of toothpicks. Like they're still like held onto the rails by the bolts in there, but they're literally the size of toothpicks. It's like, and I was actually trying to see if I could price them off there, and they're still rigid. I'm like, how is this possible? Like they're over 20 years old, and they're still rigid, but they're like toothpick size. It's unbelievable. Like, anyway, like I said, I'll do a proper video coverage of this here at a later stage here. But yeah, there is going to be a miniature railway taking place. Oh yes, one last other thing here as well. Here, people actually have been asking me about this, and I have been meaning to get. I was meaning to get a new video of this made up. People have been asking me, is there going to be another addition to the Military Railway Adventures, the Adventure Like No Other story? And yes, there is another one on the way. The thing is, the way I've gone about writing it here is that it's at that stage now where I've actually kind of caught up to as to where I stopped when I started rewriting the story again back in 2018, and I think it just came up to that section where I kind of hit a bit of hit that sort of like a writer's block, and I think I stopped around about 2023, and that was when I had to stop and then start focusing on the production of the animated series. So I haven't really been looking at the at writing the further installments of Adventure, but I did write some more last year while I was away on holiday. And I don't know. I think this time around, I haven't really been caught up on doing any more writing work with Ministry Away. I would like to do some more because it's kind of expected of me, but it's just at that stage where I think for the majority of 2025, my mind was just constantly in different spots in different places, and I do know how the plot's going to go. It's just getting myself into the correct mindset and getting the right vibes in myself to start writing. And usually how it works is like if I do start writing like as to how I think the story will go, it would literally start to form very quickly. And I'll be there for about maybe an hour or so just typing away. And usually the plot would just slowly and slowly develop. So normally I would try and get through about maybe 4 or 5 pages, if possible, before I probably would start deciding as to whether should I close this off as a chapter or should I continue on, maybe extend it a bit more. It really all depends as to what I feel should work and what doesn't work. Where we are right now with the story, well, again, I don't want to give any spoilers away, but we're actually at a very interesting point in the story where something takes place, and it's kind of like that starting point of like a movie scenario. So, in terms of like in the overall plot of the story, we're pretty much just over the first quarter mark of the story. There's still lots more to be told with the characters and the whole plot in general. But like I said, we're only just over the first quarter and moving on to the next set. So there is, like I said, there's still old, and it's yeah, it has drawn the attention of a few friends have been saying to me that they were very interested in the story, and I am glad that they're finding it interesting, because it's it makes a change really from writing like other story stuff. That I mean, I know people know me more for writing Thomas stories, but I haven't written a Thomas story for years. Like, so it's been a while. Well, when I say years, I did write one Thomas story a while back there whilst I was bored, but it was just for something in general, not for nothing official or anything like that. It was just like a just for a pastime thing. It's I don't know. The idea was there, and I just thought might as well just write this down. Someday, it might come to light, but we'll see. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much all I have in terms of updating the channel. Um, what else? What else? What else? What else? I probably might actually do another. There actually is another one I would like to do. Maybe something similar to the style of the Telecom Railways Railway Loco stories. I would like to do one covering the engines that feature in Miniature Railway Adventures, because each of those engines have their own profile and their own background, even in real life as well. The real life engines do have some really interesting stories to tell, and their backgrounds and history have also been incorporated into the Miniature Railway Adventures series. So, for example, Lady Grange. Lady Grange originally did have a chime whistle fitted onto her, and the reason why was because we kept mistaking her for another engine, because she and another engine of the Miniature Railway, Betty, they had a similar sounding whistle. So passengers and crews had a pretty much difficult time as to identifying which engine was going to be arriving at the station or who was already out on the line at the same time. So I think Lady Grange got that whistle change. However, it reverted back to its original whistle because the whistle had issues with basically it required a lot of steam pressure in order for it to sound. So in order for it to sound properly, Lady Grange would have to be running around the circuit pretty much a good number of times before she would develop enough steam pressure to sound the whistle. But when she would sound the whistle, there's a lot of condensation in the whistle that it would shower everybody with showers of hot water or just water in general. So yeah, the whistle was reverted back to the original one. And what became of that whistle, actually, that chime whistle, was my friend Chris, who's the owner of Lady Grange. Uh, he had sold the whistle to a friend of his to fit onto a traction engine. I think this is how the story went, and this is from what I remember. I probably could be corrected maybe later on. A friend of Chris wanted to have a chime whistle fitted to his traction engine, and Chris had the whistle at hand. So when it came to transferring, giving the guy the whistle, the guy actually ended up he didn't need the whistle because he already found one that suited him better. So Chris still had this whistle at hand. Then he remembered that at the time I was interested on obtaining Lady Grange's old chime whistle, and so he offered to sell it to me, and I am now the owner of Lady Grange's chime whistle, and the whistle has actually been used in the series. So obviously in the audiobooks, that every time you hear Lady Grange's chime whistle, you're actually hearing archived recordings of the whistle being sounded. In the animated series, you're going to be hearing brand new recordings of the actual whistle, which is being operated by an air compressor with a little filter added in to make it sound more like it's being sounded from the steam valves, not there. So so that's all good, and it's also being used as well. Surprisingly, I never thought this whistle would be useful for this here, but it was used for whenever I need to record sounds of an engine in idle state. So like if the engine's standing still, you hear like the pipes hissing or the blowers sounding out there. That is what I use to mimic that sound. So the whistle has multi functions for sound recordings, as well as being used to model the CGI or maybe the CGI model version of Lady Grange for various shots where a digital model would be required, unlike the physical models where physical models are used instead. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling on again here as I usually do. So, guys, that's as far as I have in terms of updates for Miniature Railway Adventures and for this channel. Hopefully, the first video from this channel, barring this one, to be released will probably either be a day out of drum away or a new preview or a little sample of Miniature Railway Adventures, the animated series. So, we'll just see how it goes from there. Alright guys, take care and I'll see you soon. Have a great year and see you later on this channel. Bye.